welcome to the Riverside Stadium for a real David and Goliath clash. After all the disappointment of last week when Boro lost heavily at the Riverside against Aston Villa, this weekend it's the toughest test in the Premiership, Bernie. It's Chelsea. Yeah, the whole country's writing us off, Ali, at the minute. 41 points ahead of us at the minute. But it's how we perform this afternoon. A Chelsea team clearly out in front at the moment in the Premiership. Is that good for football in this country?
I don't think it is, but it indicates the money at Mourinho's disposal. He's brought in some quality players, guys like Robin, Joe Cole, Lampard, Terry, a host of great players.
Also, a return to the Riverside for Jeremy. He had a big impact on his one season on loan, didn't he?
He did, but it's not about Jeremy today, it's about all those other guys. Jeremy's probably one of the least likely players we'll be mentioning this afternoon.
Well, let's hope the Middlesbrough can give the fans something to cheer today in this big game against Chelsea. 31,037 the attendance at the Riverside, looking for a big lift, and wonder whether the optimism of youth is going to be rewarded this afternoon. Clearly a fan of Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Let's have a look through the Middlesbrough team. Mark Schwartz in goal, Riggett, Southgate, Rockenbach, Pogatetz, Mendieta, Doriva, Downing, Yakubu, Parnaby and Morrison. That's on my team sheet, but what's the formation?
I see McClaren will go 4-5-1 formation. Mark Schwartz will be in goal. A back four of Pogatetz in the left, Parnaby right, Riggett and Southgate central. The five strung across the midfield, Stewie Downing on the left. Inside will be Rockenbach, Doriva, Mendieta, and on the right side Morrison. And up front to spearhead the attack on his own, Yakubu.
That's the Middlesbrough 11 then. Jose Mourinho is here this afternoon, of course. The Chelsea head coach, only defeated once so far this season. That was away from home against Manchester United at Old Trafford back in November. The Chelsea team have Petr Cech in goal. Essien, Carvalho, Lampard, Crespo, Cole, Gallas, Jeremy, Robin, Gudjonsson and Terry is the captain. How the lineup, obviously, Cech, as I say, in goal. Jeremy will play right back. Gallas will play left back. The centre halves of Carvalho and Terry. In midfield, Michael Essien will play in front of the back four. Then Frank Lampard. Joe Cole will be on the right wing. On the left wing, Aaron Robin. And also playing just behind the strikers, Ida Gudjonsson, and up front, Henan Crespo. Crespo is the big danger, certainly, to Boro this afternoon. Just about set for kick-off. Middlesbrough captain Gareth Southgate there with John Terry. This is bound to be one of those big Riverside afternoons. Let's hope Boro don't disappoint. The opening few moments of this game, I think, Bernie, could dictate how the game goes.
I think without a doubt, Ali, we have to keep it tight. I mean, the worst fear is you concede an early goal. But with the lone striker, it's important to try and get balls to Yakubu and go and support him. But it's going to be difficult because Essien just plays in front of that back four. He'll be trying to protect that and stop Yakubu getting into the game.
Essien to the left-hand side for William Gallas. Back a few yards to John Terry. When the two teams met in December, it was John Terry's goal that just about got over the line, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, we went bad on the day, Ali. Unfortunately, away empty-handed. But we have to put in a workman-like performance. I don't care how we play, Ali. As long as we put in a decent shift, if we get 3 points, that would be magnificent.
Jose Mourinho watching on from the bench as Chelsea's Jeremy, who used to play, of course, here for the Boro and once scored for the Boro against Chelsea, gets involved. Ida Gudjonsson in the midfield. Sliding interception by Morrison, and then it's launched out towards the far side of play, but Jeremy lets it duck over his right shoulder and goes out with play for a throw-in for Chelsea. Yes, the stats are awesome in favour of the visitors. They're unbeaten in 11 league and cup games against the Boro, but here come Boro and Yakubu to Rockenbach. Rockenbach inside there, still Rockenbach, goal! Fabio Rockenbach scores his first goal for the Boro. It comes astonishingly against the league leaders Chelsea. Take that, Jose! Boro 1, Chelsea 0. It's Rockenbach.
Unbelievable. It was Yakubu. He got the ball. He fed Rockenbach. He's still got a lot to do. He's inside the box, surrounded with 3 blue shirts. Somehow he scooped it feed right on his left, and he drilled it. You have to say the keeper wasn't at his best, but well done, Rockenbach. He needed a goal. He's got a goal, and what a start. The keeper was dreadful. I've seen it again in the action replay. He had a nightmare. But well done, Rockenbach. You had the shot, and if you don't shoot, you don't score.
Bernard, are you pinching me at the moment?
I'll pinch you all right.
Let's go down to Boydie. What's it like down there?
Smiles around Alistair, Brad Jones, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Steve Brown, all absolutely delighted. And you look around the directors, Buck Steve Gibson beaming from ear to ear, and Keith Lamb punching the air with delight, and all around the stadium absolutely overjoyed.
is Doriver. 50th Premier League start for Doriver. To Rockenbach, reverse ball to James Morrison. Morrison on the charge. Morrison just blocked midway inside the Chelsea half of the field. And had a good youngster. If you just tuned in this afternoon, if you just missed the kick-off and think, well, nothing will have happened. We're only 3 minutes past 3. It's Boro 1, it's Chelsea 0. Rockenbach scored after 90 seconds. And we're still shaking our collective heads here.
And there's a problem for Chelsea at the minute because William Gallas has taken a knock to head. I don't know if he's lost a contact lens or something. So he's off the pitch. He's just gone down the tunnel to get something replaced or treated. So Arjen Robben's been ordered by Jose Mourinho to get back and play left back. So there's got to be a chance for Boro to attack here.
Thank you. And it's Stewie Downing recovered from his virus, trying to dart away on the left-hand side of play. Stopped. Half-a-line area. Lampard, who astonishingly has got 16 goals in total this season and barely misses a game of football. There's no such thing as tiredness in Frank Lampard's legs. Now it's Essien inside that centre circle. No Makaleli for Chelsea this afternoon, so it's Essien playing the comforting role in front of the back four. That's a long, rather aimless ball, chested back by Gareth Southgate. It's a goalkeeper, Mark Schwarzer. The last time Boro defeated Chelsea here was by the margin of 1-0. A Juninho diving header, I recall, back in March 1997.
They're a man down at the minute, aren't they?
Yes, they are indeed, yes. As Parnaby to Yakubu. Yakubu advances it on.
Get over, backstep.
James Morrison. Morrison plays it into the penalty area, stopped by Essien. And now it's Ricardo Carvalho. Chelsea with Arjen Robben on the near side of play, coming up against and trying to get beyond, and gets beyond Stuart Parnaby. Doriver across to block the danger. There's a bit of a wrestling match going on down there.
The free kick.
And Steve Bennett of Orpington gives
good coming from Doriver, because obviously Stuart Parnaby right side had just ventured over the halfway line. Robben left him for dead just with sheer pace. But well done, Doriver.
Sorry, Gallas has come back up the tunnel. He's putting his gloves back on before he's ready to play, but he'll be on the pitch in a couple of moments.
As a crossfield ball, Downing nearly gets there. Jeremy has to be very quick indeed.
I think it was Jeremy to blame for the goal on that far side.
It could well be, Benny, yes. And it's Chelsea player down on the floor. Pogatetz is making his views known to the referee, Steve Bennett, who in turn will allow the Chelsea physio to come dashing on.
What a start.
It's been, Bernie, you've said that on a number of occasions this season we haven't put down a marker, apart from, say, against Manchester United here. The marker has been put down against Chelsea.
It's a dream start. Some people say, oh, you scored too early. You may have poked a hornet's nest, but I don't think that's the case. That's a great start, and we'll take what comes our way. I mean, it was Yakubu over on the left-hand side. I think Jeremy made a hatch of it. Yakubu fed Rockenbach. There was 2 or 3 blue shots. Somehow he managed to scoop it right on his left. And when he's hit it, I have to say, the keeper had a mare. But that's not taking it away from Rockenbach.
No.
He had the cheek to get out his feet, hit it, and it was a goal. And well done, Rockenbach. It was a great start.
Absolutely. And it was Joe Cole involved with Pogatetz on the far side of play. He's up and okay, Joe Cole. He rubbed his right side of his face a little bit ruefully there, and Essien gives the ball back to his goalkeeper, Petr Cech. Century, 100.7 FM, every kick of the Boro season with us. Boro attacking in the face of a rather heavy breeze. The flag's on the stand on the far side, indicating they're in Chelsea's favour in this first half. But Boro leading by 1-0. And Essien now just looks up to the near side of play. Arjen Robben gets it under control. Back to Gallas, who's come back onto the field after his injury problem, or as Stewie was saying, might have lost a contact lens or something. To Ricardo Carvalho. Chelsea have lost only once this season, and that was at Manchester United by 1-0 on November the 6th.
They're getting a lot of touches, Chelsea, but they're doing it in their own half.
Yeah.
Pass. Overkill, isn't it?
Well, he is Essien. If it is overkill, it's worked very well for them so far this season.
No, but at the start of this game, Ali, they're 1-0 down, they're keeping the ball in the wrong areas.
Doriver tried to thread it through to Yakubu, who's gone out to the left wing. That was stopped, and here Chelsea inside the centre circle with the captain, John Terry, distributes it for Arjen Robben, back again towards Gallas. Mourinho watches on.
He'll have been patient.
Shaken by the start as Lampard puts it in towards the penalty area in Crespo, with a header well won there by Gareth Southgate. And a little square ball for Stewie Downing deep inside his own half of the field. Infield it goes for Gaizka Mendieta. He in turn tries to link in with Yakubu. Carvalho gets there first with the header, and Essien chests it down. The crowd yelling far side. They thought the ball had gone out. Instead, Steve Bennett shakes his head, and Chelsea play on. Chelsea, league leaders, looking for back-to-back titles. And away from home, that goal scored by Rockenbach is only the 7th goal that Chelsea have conceded away from home in 12 matches.
And Rockenbach's got it.
Yes. There's come on Boro's echo around the stadium. It's a whole lot better than 7 days ago, isn't it? Carvalho, Terry, right-footed the captain. Poor ball.
Different wavelengths. Robbins won it short. Terry said it long.
And Boro have a throw in close to the corner flag, near side of play. Terry to Gallus, midway inside the Middlesbrough half of the pitch. Gallus then push it on, slight challenge by Riggett, but Joe Cole gets it just outside the penalty area, moving towards the penalty area, pursued by Rockenbach. Rockenbach wins it, then stumbles,
but still
finds Pogatetz. Pogatetz playing left back this afternoon and gets a throw in far side. Boro played the 3 centre-halves against Coventry in midweek in the 1-0 victory over the Sky Blues. Well, against the Blues out of Stamford Bridge, it's a flat back 4. It's a midfield 5, and Yakubu, the lone striker. Yakubu concedes a free kick for backing in. Now we're some 15 minutes into the game, and near side of play, Gallus. Square ball there for Lampard, and it's Michael Essien. Chelsea continuing to try and get a little bit of rhythm back, shaken up by that early goal from Rockenbach, which brought such delight to this Riverside stadium. Not a full Riverside by any means. The ball goes out, scaps in the seating over in the east stand on the far side. Chelsea have brought good numbers away to the right, and let's pop down to the bench. What's the thought, Stewie?
Well, let's do every now and again this shout of close them down, but I think overall very happy with the shape and the pressing that Boro have had so far. As much as the goal, I mean, obviously that's massive, but I think the way they've just sat and made it compact and made it very hard for Chelsea to play from the back and play that ball forward, I'm absolutely delighted.
Jose Mourinho is just checking his watch at the moment. Meanwhile, Chelsea here at the Riverside have knocked it out of play to the huge delight. I think it nearly hit Jose there, didn't it, Stewie?
Well, he didn't flinch a bit. He's frowning a bit, mind.
Boro have set him 1 or 2 problems in the opening exchanges this game, which Chelsea are not used to. And Stuart Parnaby's going to take this throw in. Mendieta infield. It's gone instead for Yakubu. Chelsea clear it, and Rockenbach the goal scorer. Stuart Parnaby. And Parnaby's long ball again up towards Yakubu. It's headed out as far as Essien, and Essien's square pass for Gallus, and on it goes now for Arjen Robben. Left-hand side, blocked by Rockenbach. Rockenbach weaving his way along this right-hand side of play. Rockenbach then puts it to Yakubu. The back at the Boro 2 against 1 over on the far side. Downing bursts in. Downing gets the edge of there. Hits the shot. The goalkeeper makes a terrific save. Away to his right-hand side. Petacek flying through the air as Downing's shot was flying for the back of the net.
It was a great effort. He cut him for the left-hand side. He's angled. It was a good run initially from Rockenbach on the right-hand side. He played it across the box. Yakubu dummies it. He comes into the path of Downing. He shapes up his right foot. It looked decent for the bottom right-hand corner. You have to give the keeper credit. Good save.
Here comes the corner in towards the near post. Gareth Southgate blocked there. Boro get another corner.
I'll tell you 2 things quickly, Alistair. The look on Steve McClaren's face, he knew what that second goal could have meant, but as well, the amount of space Stuart Downing had. Nobody from Chelsea around him really at all. Close him down.
As a corner kick. Downing takes it, left-footed, swings it to the edge of the penalty area where Henning Crespo has a little bit of space to clear it, and Stuart Parnaby seemed to put all of his hands there onto the back of Joe Cole. That's going to be a free kick for Chelsea. We don't dream too much, Bernie, but how many games is it since Chelsea have lost by more than a single goal? Have a little think.
Just keep you cool.
The answer's 83.
Keep you cool.
I'll try to. Morrison, back after injury. Infield there towards Doriver, and Doriver's pass is a poor one. Arjen Robben, Chelsea flooding players forward. Gareth Southgate heads it out. Michael Essien has come forward. He's 5 yards inside the Middlesbrough half of the field. To his right, he's got Jeremy. Jeremy pushes it, or tries to push it beyond Downing. Gets there. Jeremy puts his cross in towards the box. It's headed clear. Chelsea pick it back up again. It's a dangerous little spell here. And on the left-hand side of play, it's Gallus up against Morrison. Gallus tried to put it in, I think, first time. Was blocked by Morrison. Morrison still hugging towards him there, and Parnaby joins in as well, and Morrison nudged it out to a huge ovation.
Good work right there, yeah, they're doubling up.
Robben's header in. Wannabe clears it, and Yakubu tries to press along the right-hand side, but that comes up against John Terry, the captain for Chelsea, to his fellow centre-back Carvalho. Now Good Johnson. Good Johnson hurried up a little bit by Rockenbach. It's Century 100.7 FM here with Lookers celebrating their first anniversaries. Volkswagen retailers in Darlington. Boro leading by 1-0. Good Johnson coming in from the wing. Stopped by Rockenbach.
Well done, Rockenbach.
He's everywhere at the moment, Bernie, isn't he?
He's obviously picked up with the goal, Ali, and he's growing in confidence, and he started off very, very well.
As Essien switches it out across the near side of play, which is the left. Gallas brings it down. The Riverside pitch showing signs of wear and tear. As
I was on the pitch earlier, Ali. It is badly cut up.
The ground staff doing their best, working really hard here to get in good condition. As on the right-hand side, Joe Cole for Chelsea. Cole against Downing. Boro have dragged players back inside the area, but here goes Jeremy right-hand side, and his attempted cross
again,
is blocked by Downing.
I mean, he danced by Rockenbach, but Downing there, he's given away a throw-in.
That was a corner initially, but he's in fact a throw-in just a couple of yards up from the corner flag on the right-hand side of play. The Chelsea team leading the Premiership by 15 points for a goal down here at the Riverside. As they come in from the flank, it's Lampard. Boro have every player back in a defensive area. Look at the number of red shirts. But here's Morrison in, and he's volleyed it up into the top tier here at the West Stand.
No, again.
Bernie seems the target for one or two loose footballs around the Riverside Stadium. But no more of that. Here's Gallas to take this throw in for Chelsea. Short throw, Arjen Robben. Gallas now working his way along the left. And there was 3 red shirts.
Yeah.
There's been real tempo about Boro this afternoon.
There has to be.
As it looks.
I mean, would you believe it? Last Saturday here, it obviously getting thumped 4-0. We're 1-0 up against the champions.
Another problem for Gallas, Stu.
It's William Gallas has gone down clutching his soap, but I think Steve Bennett's saying, originally he was saying get a move on, take the throw, and now he seems to be trying to shepherd Gallas off the pitch. But I don't think there's no need to stop the game for that, because it's not head injury. Get on with it. If he's not up to the scrap and the battle, then tough.
You're right, and Steve Bennett has indicated that, and Gallas has gone off the field. So Chelsea bagging down to 10 men, but on the edge of the Middlesbrough penalty area. Lampard hits the shot well wide of target. You can hear that from the groans in the background.
Yeah, he was off balance, and he hooked it with the outside his right foot, nowhere near the goal.
So Gallas has been in 1 or 2 problems already this afternoon. He's been off the pitch, and now he's wondering. It looks like Chelsea have to make a change.
There is a shout there from Jose Mourinho. I'm not quite sure who will come on, whether it'll be Manish, whether it'll be there's Robert Huth as well, the other of the subs.
Yes,
but
that's right.
There is a definite shout from Jose Mourinho. I don't think he's one to kind of take kindly to coming out, pulling out like that.
And here's Rockenbach for Boro. Downing, Yakubu's made a run. It's Rockenbach instead. He picks out Yakubu, who's onside. John Terry raised his arm, but Yakubu is onside. Yakubu bursting towards the byline. Stopped there by Carvalho. That will be a corner kick for the Boro.
Good powerful run in for the left. He took Carvalho on, and he's earned as a corner kick.
Bernard, are you enjoying this afternoon?
Certainly. A breath of fresh air. They've slept in.
Rockenbach on the short corner. Right-footed, curls it into the box. Now the goalkeeper. Gathered it in the second attempt.
He spilled it.
He gathered it in the second attempt.
He's having a beast. That's not David James, is it?
No, it's Petr Cech, who's normally very, very reliable indeed.
Well, he slept in for the opening goal, and he almost slept in again there.
There's Morrison in field. Yakubu, but Good Johnson saw the danger. Chelsea do seem uncertain at the back this afternoon, don't they?
And it is going to be Manish who's going to come on, who's a midfielder, so they're going to be short of left back, and you've got to fancy it's going to be an opportunity for James Morrison.
That's right. Manish, Portuguese international, part of the Porto team that Jose Mourinho managed so successfully.
Robben and Cole swings, haven't they?
Yes. And on comes Manish. Let's see how Chelsea reshape here. As Manish goes into a central midfield role. Essien has actually come out to the left-hand side for the moment. And Essien receives a touch of it in a left-back position. Now he crosses the halfway line. And he looks for options. In front of him, Lampard. Square of him, Cole. He goes back, though, to Manish, who gets his touch. Who, in turn, goes back a few yards for Carvalho. Chelsea in the midfield area with Lampard. 18 minutes in. And Boro lead by a goal to 0. And the free kick is conceded there by Doyle. I didn't think there's too much in that.
There wasn't much in that, Ali, if anything.
Steve Bennett who gave the free kick. We've had cause to moan about the referee this season. He was the guy, Bernie, who spotted that evidently West Ham had scored when they hadn't. Do you remember that one? Morientes was offside at Liverpool and he didn't give it. And then there was the Elliott handball at St James's Park, which he failed to spot. He's not our favourite referee, Steve.
He must go to the same opticians as you.
Right. Lampard, centre circle. Stopped by Mendieta.
I tell you what, Lampard's a nightmare.
Oh, and the referee is...
no way. No way.
He has given another free kick for Chelsea. Well,
that's a joke.
That was a poor decision, I thought. We get a second view. He just took the ball. Mendieta as Essien then for Chelsea. The league leaders would have had their feathers ruffled here. They need 25 points, I think, mathematically to be sure of the title, but it's all but done and dusted with their 15-point advantage over Manchester United. As Pogatet's on the left-hand side of play goes out there with Arjen Robben. Robben keeping possession. Still with the ball. Pogatet's in close attendance, and Downing as well. And Pogatet's has been pushing him back. And
again,
Downing, here comes Boro. And it's Doriva with possession. On to Gaizka Mendieta inside the centre circle. Mendieta with the ball. Plays it to Rockenbach, the goal scorer. Now it's Mendieta again. And a little bit of space. Not too many red shirts ahead of him, but there goes Stewie Downing.
Unlucky.
Cavallo spotted it, didn't he?
He waited there on a Downing. Mendy fed him, but Cavallo come over, read the script, intercepted.
Cavallo now for Manish. Steve Round is waving his arms out. He doesn't seem to have his clipboard with him today, Bernard.
It's about time he put it down, get on with some serious business.
There's Lampard.
It's here in the dugout.
All right, Lampard inside the centre circle. Boro leading by that Rockenbach goal. If you just tune in this afternoon to Century, you sneaked away from work for a little bit, or at home listening in. Rockenbach scored after 90 seconds. Stewie Downing has also extended Petr Cech to the full. And Boro leading here. And I think value for the lead, Bernie.
Definitely.
But here come Chelsea. Lampard tries to slide it through. Good interception, Chris Riggett. And now Gareth Southgate, the captain, striding forward. Plays it into the centre circle. Mendieta. Yakubu's onside. Yakubu. Gaizka Mendieta. Far side of play, Mendieta. Stopped by Jeremy. And then Chelsea give it away. Doriva finds Pogatet. Still deep inside his own half of the field, Pogatet. And it'll be a throw-in for Chelsea.
Pogatet was actually muscled out with Robben.
I think he was keen not to avoid conceding a free kick there, Pogatet. Ended up just a throw-in. Cavallo. So Chelsea last season won here by goal to nil. Didier Drogba, who played for the Ivory Coast in the final of the African Cup of Nations yesterday. What a dreadful game of football that was. Here's Morrison. Now for Doriva. Just in front of his back four. Plays it for Gareth Southgate, who takes a touch. Hernan Crespo is coming close towards him. And Gareth Southgate plays a long ball left-footed up towards Yakubu. Heads it out towards the far side. And it'll go out of play for a throw-in. What are the bench making of it, Stu?
Well, I'll tell you what, they're very pleased with it at the minute. The way Yakubu's playing up front, they're actually playing Chelsea at their own game. It's a good call by Steve McClaren, because he's got Carvalho, Terry and Manish all defending against him, which means in the rest of the park, it's 9 against 7, 9 against 6. So it's giving Boro the advantage.
Joe Cole, near side of play, infield for Frank Lampard. Finds Gudjonsson. Gudjonsson just outside there. Gudjonsson space, hits against the midriff of Gareth Southgate. And comes away, and Mendieta leaves his foot in on Lampard, and a free kick is conceded.
And you don't want to concede free kicks with the talent they've got at their disposal, Ali. I mean, it's about 25, 30 yards out, inside left, and they're willing to have a pot. I thought it was a foul.
Yes.
I thought Mendy's feet was up high. Yeah, it was.
It's a free kick for
the ball. We're looking at it again in the morning.
For Chelsea. There's Lampard there. There's Arjen Robben there. And in front of Mark Schwarzer, he's going to call now for his defensive wall of what? 2, 4, 5 in the defensive wall. Yes, every Middlesbrough player back either in the defensive wall or just behind it. And Chelsea with the free kick. Robben takes some mud off the bottom of his boot. And it's got Lampard, who seems the player who's going to hit this one. There's a little tracking run by Crespo, but it's Lampard who drives it, and it's way off target, and it takes a deflection, and it'll end up as a corner kick.
Well, he hit it well enough, but it took a wicked deflection, as you say, Ali. It's a corner kick, far side, and let's get these blue shots marked up.
And Lampard to take this corner. I'm not too sure it was a corner, actually.
You look at this corner kick, they've got 5 blue shots outside the box.
Here comes the corner. Lampard swings in towards the near post area. Just about everybody misses it, and Yakubu can clear it, and he volleys it away.
That's it, no messing. If in doubt, you get it out.
And also, you can pen Chelsea back a bit now, can't you?
And there's a big shout to one of the fans of Steve Round just to leave it and allow Boro to press out and actually close down Chelsea and not give them any space. But I didn't think to hear it.
That could be a ploy, Ali, because we've got 11 red shots, and we're forever saying we hoof it out straight to that position. So get it out.
Put it out of play, and then, as you say, press them in.
Yeah, it's almost as easy to get it. But you're better hoofing it out than giving it back to a blue shirt.
Midway point of the first half at the Riverside. On this chilly February afternoon, we've been warmed by the score so far. Boro 1, Chelsea 0. Fabio Rockenbach the goal scorer.
Today, this could be the turning point. You need a turning point. This could be it if you beat the champions. But there's still a long way to go.
Absolutely.
But we've started off very brightly, and we've got the goal, and we've started off very well.
As Chelsea in the centre circle, Carvalho to Jeremy. Joe Cole is trying to get behind Pogatetz.
Tell you what, Jeremy's
headed down. Rockenbach, I'm not so sure what that was. That was like Bruce Lee for a moment. You know those old kung fu movies? As Downing now. Yakubu back inside the Middlesbrough half of the field with Doriva, who aims it right-footed and long into the path of Morrison, near side of play. Inside the penalty area. Tracked by Essien. Morrison with the ball against Essien. Morrison tries to go round Essien. Essien keeping to his task, but then Morrison puts it in the penalty area and Manish clears. Our Boro match comes with Lucas still delivering at the highest level for Volkswagen in Northampton. Boro leading by a goal to nil.
See it again, Ali. Tell them.
1-0 to the Boro, Bernie. As Barnaby takes this throw-in into the box, and Morrison helps it on. Jeremy clears it.
I think he actually was going for goal there.
But didn't really have the power in it, did he? As Adi Gudjonsson, watched by Mendieta, and Mendieta applauded by Steve Round for sliding in, putting the ball out. Steve Round in the technical area, waving his arms like a dervish, and Steve McClaren is down there just behind him. I think they've got new coats, haven't they, for today?
It's a whole new world.
They bring a change of look. Certainly a huge difference to the events of 7 days ago when Villa were the visitors here. This is a whole lot better.
But I think one of the things that does make a difference is you've got Morrison and Downing, and a month ago we couldn't have played like that at all.
True. As Southgate's attempted clearance ricochets off Joe Cole, and Boro get a throw in. Gareth Southgate's, we heard him before the game saying that despite all of the criticism, the players do care, they want to get it right, they want to do well for the fans, and they've certainly done that in the opening 25 minutes of this encounter. Chelsea get a throw in, much to the fury of Rockenbach and the Boro fans in the east stand, and Jeremy guides it back inside the Chelsea half of the field for Carvalho. Chelsea's form away from home this season, 9 wins, 2 draws, and the 1 defeat at Old Trafford. Rockenbach heads it.
Well done, Rockenbach.
Schwarzer.
I tell you what, he started off really, really well, Rockenbach.
He looks a player, doesn't he?
He does today, yeah. And long overdue. Long overdue.
It does take time. People make the point to me, Bernie, to settle into the Premier League. He doesn't speak the language, and obviously different style of football, but
look at that, he's even chasing balls into the path of the River there.
Yeah, I remember Alistair reading a certain striker's book and saying it took him time to settle up Port Vale. So coming from Portugal to England does make a difference.
Rockenbach used his arm there, just as we're praising him with the height.
The ball away, you get booked for that.
And Steve Bennett's going to have a word with him. Rockenbach winces there. I wonder whether he will use a yellow card or use a bit of common sense, Steve. And I think it's going to be common sense. And saying any more, and he will get a card. It was the use of the arm by Rockenbach, and a clear free kick. As Boro subs start to warm up. Is that just a precaution, Stu?
I think so. They've been out a couple of times in the first 20 minutes.
Rockenbach in the centre circle. Rockenbach, Morrison. That's good work, and Boro have players over here. Mendieta moving towards the goal. Plays under Morrison. Morrison, oh, it's hit against the, was it the arm there of Jeremy?
He forced it through to Downing.
If he got it through,
he was in.
I'm going to have a word with Stu because Morrison's limping at the moment. Here's Joe Cole. Cole, midway inside the Middlesbrough half of the field. Infield for Frank Lampard. Lampard wide. He's got Jeremy and Robin. It's Jeremy with possession for Arjen Robben. Onto his left foot. Jeremy then plays it infield for Lampard. Outside the Middlesbrough penalty area with Doriva for company. Links in with Arjen Robben. Robben, Lampard, this is good play by Chelsea. Danger for the Boro. Lampard puts the cross in. Southgate defends it. And
well, that's the first time they've really caused us real danger. They got to the byline, dragged it back, but well done, Gareth Southgate being in the way.
As a corner kick in front of the new Holgate end.
The thing is, Robin and Lampard and Cole haven't been in it. We've worked so hard and did so well they've not been in it as yet, and that's something we have to do for 90 minutes.
Here comes the corner. Lampard takes it, right-footed, headed out there acrobatically by Rockenbach, who the ball seems to be like a magnet towards him this afternoon. And Robin guides it back inside the penalty area. Touched on Mark Schwarzer, just lets it go out of play, and that would be a goal
Well,
kick.
thankfully there was too much pace in the ball, otherwise I think it was Essien and Crespo were in, unmarked back stick.
And Stewie, I was asking you to keep an eye on James Morrison. I'm a bit concerned. He just seemed to be...
Yeah, I think he's just stretched. I don't know whether it's the hip, the injury that he had, but Chris Mosley's come out and he's just given him the thumbs up. So I think whether he's just feeling it, whether it's a little bit tender still, I'm not quite sure. But I'll keep an eye on that. I haven't seen him really sprinting. He laboured to get back a bit to defend that attack from Chelsea, but I'll keep an eye out on that one.
Thanks very much indeed. Stu Boyd, our touchdown reporter. Century, 100.7 FM. I'll go around the scores elsewhere in a moment or two. As Jeremy finds it, and Manish's ball is a poor one, caused a pump for Terry under pressure from Yakubu. Finds Carvalho. Carvalho hooks into the midfield where Rockenbach slides in on Lampard, wins possession. Lampard keeps it in though, far side. And Boro defend it. Stewie Downing, a little back flick there for Pogatetz. Downing tried to take it first time, couldn't control it. Rockenbach tried to win it in the midfield. Ball a bit of a hubbub round there, but here come Chelsea. And Ida Gudjonsson being tracked by Morrison. Gudjonsson still with the ball. Gudjonsson wants support. Out comes part of it, slides in. That's a throw-in for Chelsea near sides. Every tackle seems to bring a standing ovation from the Boro fans in the stadium.
Ali, we don't like Chelsea's at all.
We don't.
I certainly don't like them.
For all sorts of cup final reasons.
No, since the day they chased me, Stamford Bridge. And the cup finals.
That's the quickest you ever moved in a Middlesbrough shirt, as I recall. Now, it's Jeremy, takes it inside the penalty area. Gareth Southgate gets
well done,
there.
Gareth, well done.
Knocks it out of play. Corner kick for Chelsea. Here's this corner kick. Into the box it comes now. It's a long one. Boro clear to Yakubu. Yakubu. Oh, good strength. Yakubu gets away from Manish. And here goes Yakubu then. Morrison sprinting inside the Chelsea half. Yakubu's going to push and he's going to run. He's got Carvalho for company, and Carvalho slides in with a challenge there on Yakubu. And it'll be a throw-in. Yakubu, Boro's top scorer with 15 for the season so far.
He did well holding up there and taking them on, and he's got his throw. Well done to Yak.
This throw goes towards the Chelsea penalty area. Boro with Rockenbach there.
He's a guy to set the tone of the game. Half his goal, he's walloped a few of them, and he's digging, and he's worked these socks off.
There must be something about Rockenbach playing against Chelsea, because in that game at early part of December at Stamford Bridge, Boro lost 1-0. Jose Mourinho after the game praised Rockenbach and his contribution.
He won't praise him today if his goal beats Mourinho's mouth.
Crespo tries to get beyond Southgate. Southgate's header is a positive one in the midfield. There's Doriva. But Boro giving possession away there, and it's Jeremy on the right-hand side of play. We've played 30 minutes as Rockenbach goes into his umpteenth challenge of the afternoon, which is the usual commentator's way of getting out of putting the actual stat down there. Essien, left-hand side for Michael Essien. Checks onto his right foot, Morrison in front of him. Now finds Manish. You can probably hear the Boro bench going, get out to the ball. And Jeremy on the halfway line. Boro push Chelsea back inside their own half of the field. Boro leading here by the Rockenbach goal to 0. As Doriva goes into the back of Gudjonsson. Free kick conceded. Gudjonsson takes it short to Manish. Manish, who came on as a sub for the injured Gallus. Morrison, Gudjonsson both missed the ball. And it's Essien on the left-hand side of play. A little back heel for Hernan Crespo. Crespo swings or tries to swing the ball into the penalty area. Stopped by Doriva. It's going to be a throw-in on this near side. Steve Round is yelling and trying to urge the team on down there. He's been a constant presence in the technical area ever since we kicked off some 32 minutes ago. The Boro team leading after that 90-second goal from Rockenbach. Essien's cross deflects, edge of the area. Here's Rockenbach taken inside the penalty area. Right full-back position for Rockenbach. Clearance only finds the chest of Gudjonsson. Around Mendieta. And hit against the arm there of Doriva. Accidental, but it breaks for Lampard. Danger. Lampard shoots it. Mark Schwarzer gets it at the second attempt.
Good save.
That was moving all over the place.
It was shifting through there. The balls do that, only they're lightweight, the balls, but first time Lampard's been involved, and he gets it out of his feet. were slow at reacting. He gets a shot, it's swerving. But well done, Schwarzer.
I think he did very well there, Mark Schwarzer, because we saw second view behind the goal, and that ball moved all over the place. Yakubu, Downing, attacking the Chelsea defence. Takes on Jeremy on the outside. Come on, kid. Stewie Downing close to the byline now. Stacks up the cross. In it comes the area now. Morrison hits it down. Morrison second time. Tees it up. Donovan hits it. Ricochets out towards the far side. Stewie Downing gets it again. Against Jeremy again. And he takes him on again. And this time Jeremy comes out on top. Close to the corner flag. Right-hand side. Downing, who recovered from a virus to play in this game. And he's operating on the left, Morris on the right, and Boro have genuine width and pace to trouble Chelsea. Mendieta blocks, and Chelsea switch it to the near side. Essien gets it. Boro leading by a goal to nil. How good is it to say that against Chelsea?
It's great, Ali. Great start.
Ali, I think there's still a little bit of concern about James Morrison. Chris Mosley's been out of check and he's got the thumbs up again, but he does seem to just every now and again just feel that hit and just go to it. And I think there's a little bit of concern about that. I think also at the minute they're worried about the amount of space Gudjonsson's getting in the midfield.
Pogatet's throw stopped. Yakubu though. Yakubu getting possession, going down. Referee saying play on. I think referee's view
that was more a foul than some of the other ones he's given.
Yes, it was. Now
he definitely goes to the same opticians as you.
Rockenbach puts it out of play. It's going to be thrown over on that far side. Yakubu still protests to the referee that Boro should have had a free kick. I think the referee's view was blocked, and it was a free kick. Manish clearly there caught the trailing right boot of Yakubu, and that should have been a Middlesbrough free kick.
I think, to quote one of the Boro bench, at least he's been 100% consistent so far.
Yes. We're not too keen on Steve Bennett this season, Boro supporters. 10 minutes away from half-time. Boro leading on Century by a goal to nil. There's Manish, right-footed, finds Gudjonsson. Gudjonsson, 30 yards out from goal. Little pass in. Robin didn't quite get there. Chelsea continue to advance inside the box, and Boro clear it. Bagaithka Mendieta rolls it on. Yakubu. Good strength, Yakubu leaves Manish on the floor.
Outside right, Morrison.
And that's where he tries to guide it. But I think Morrison clearly isn't running comfortably here, Bernie. And there may well have to be a change, Stu, do you think?
I think so. I think it's definitely something.
He's trying to run it off, but isn't he?
He is. It's such a pity.
I don't think it's something that's stopping him. I think it's just hindering. You know, I think he'll feel he can play through it and he can keep going. But kind of at what point you make that decision, I don't know.
Okay, keep an eye on the police for Stu down there. As Gareth Southgate defends it. The light shining brightly on the east stand on a Boro display full of grit and determination here at the Riverside. Goodness me, we've beaten Manchester United and Arsenal here this season, and are leading Chelsea by a goal to nil. But here's Gudjonsson into the box. Henning Crespo at the angle. Great block there by Chris Riggett. Second time Chelsea try and get it in. It's wide of the target from Frank Lampard.
No, he missed Judy's shot, didn't he, Lampard?
Chris Riggett did well there.
Yeah, he did. Put him right under pressure. Crespo laid it back to Lampard. He scuffed his effort, and it was well wide of the right-hand post.
And I don't know if you can see from up there, but George Boateng is now going out to warm up, and I think it is that concern over James Morrison that's led the coaching staff to do that. George
Boateng back after injury, that long layoff. He was injured before Christmas against Spurs, and he's a vital cog in the Middlesbrough midfield. But it would be a pity if Morrison has to go off, because it is that pace on the flanks, isn't it? Turns the defenders.
That would certainly be a loss.
Pogatet's up to Yakubu. Close to Tens Cavallo.
You know, we went at them as a unit, as a force going forwards, and we've looked apart.
Well, Benny,
we've ruffled a few feathers.
I was chatting to Steve McClaren yesterday, and he was just saying to me, we're going to have a go. Well, that's what they've done.
That's all we want. As fans, we only want to see us having a go, especially here at the Riverside. Lampard,
Essien, goodness me, he's got some space left-hand side. Essien comes in from the flank. Essien, 30 yards out, hits the shot, bounce in front of Mark Schwarzer. Mark Schwarzer makes a remarkable block. What a save that was. I was about to say Crespo one apiece, and Crespo packed Schwarzer on the head. That was a world-class save from Schwarzer to keep Boro 1-0 ahead.
What a fantastic save. I mean, it was some shot. Again, it dipped. It's hit the turf before it arrived at Schwarzer. He's parried it. You think he's going to knock it in, and Schwarzer gets a punch there.
Marvellous save. Corner still to be defended. And Rockenbach. He's got to be careful. Crespo at the angle. Great block there from Parnaby. Here's Robin. Tees it into the box. Good delivery. Riggett climbs high there. Stretch of his sinew. Volley by Lampard over the top of the bar. And
the last 5 minutes they've had a couple of efforts at goal. Lampard's had a couple, and obviously Crespo, and that was a wild effort for Lampard.
Yeah, and I think James Morrison's gone down now. Chris Mosley's like on top of the situation, but George Boateng's getting ready and he's about to come on. I think they were just looking, they were trying to see if he could play through it. But I think that chance there, the great save from Mark Schwarzer, but it came because Michael Essien left James Morrison for dead, and a fully fit, fully firing James Morrison. I don't think Essien would stand a chance against to beat him for pace, but he was just labouring on his way back.
James Morrison down injured. Seven minutes away from half-time. What have you made of it overall?
I've been delighted. As a Boro fan, I've been delighted. Can't fault any player. They've given it their all up until now. That is a sad sight. Morrison getting off. We could lose a wee bit. Well, we won't lose a bit because George is a more negative thinking player. Morrison's a lively youngster who's loaded with pace. And well done, Morrison.
Great ovation for Morrison.
He's got it.
And an equally good ovation for the return of George Boateng. Listen to that.
Oh, he's a big favourite, George. And he's had some great performances, and we'll need another one today. It's a tall order. He's been out a long time, thrown in against Chelsea.
And Mendy will have to go right now?
Yeah. But he's got a never-say-die attitude, and I think you lose a bit when Mendy goes right. You definitely lose a bit. Mendy will be a wee bit disappointed that he's had to shift to the right flank.
George Boateng is back, though, and he will give it everything in that central midfield role. Mendieta comes out towards the right-hand side. 6 minutes away from half-time here on Century, 100.7 FM. Boro leading by the goal to nil, the Rockenbach goal to nil. Pogatetsis can't wheel far side. And he gets a throw-in over there. He was just barged to the floor, and Pogatetsis will stay up, I think, in support.
And do you know
of this
what?
attack.
Pogatetsis got up for the first time and just walked away.
Yes.
He didn't moan. He didn't ever point the finger.
Well,
he just
counted to 10.
He started counting to 10 on Wednesday, and he's just reached it.
I heard that, yeah. 3 weeks ago on Wednesday, he was told.
Free kick, Downing will take it. Left-hand side. Crowded picture edge of the box. Come on, Boro's round the Riverside. Downing swings it in. Headed by Riggett, and that just goes wide.
Great ball for Downing. Great header, Riggett. The keeper was stranded. He was looking, praying that it wasn't going to nestle in the top left-hand corner. But it was a fine header.
Czech was scrambling there, wasn't he? As Essien in the left full-back area. His goalkeeper, Petr Cech. As we move into the final 5 minutes of a first half that has had everything you could have wanted against the league leaders here on Century. Lucas Teesside, famous for their great value and Volkswagen reliability. Mendieta jumped up there with Manish. Chelsea putting it down with Essien. Both sides forced into changes due to injury as Carvalho goes back to his goalkeeper, Petr Cech. Gallas coming off for Chelsea early on, and now Morrison coming off for Boro. As John Terry to Manish, just short of the halfway line. Heidegger Jonsson blocked by Doriver, and Carvalho picks up the rebound. And Chelsea on the right-hand side, they were last defeated. They're only defeated in the Premier League this season at Old Trafford on November the 6th. That's how long it is. And Chelsea, a terrific form, of course, under Jose Mourinho. As Lampard finds Robben. Robben's pass is a touch heavy. Mendieta slides in to win it, and Boro could break here. George Boateng tries to take it beyond Essien. Boateng and Essien in a tussle in front of the technical area, and Essien comes out on top, even though he's seemed to got a knock in the back, which is causing him a little bit of distress, the Chelsea number 5. Gareth Southgate brings under control a difficult ball that dipped in front of him, and Stuart Barnaby clears it into the Chelsea half, where Mendieta just couldn't get anything on it into the direction of Yakubu. And George Boateng tidying up in the midfield. Mark Schwarzer outside his penalty area, launch it high and launch it long, and Yakubu gets underneath it. Terry wins the header. Essien will only find Boateng in the midfield for Boro, and he knocks it on towards Yakubu, and Yakubu knocked to the floor. Referee saying, it's a nasty challenge on Mendieta. You would think that's got to be a yellow card there for John Terry, the captain of Chelsea. Mendieta's crumpled in a heap on the floor. And John Terry's frustration at his team losing has been taken out painfully on Mendy. And it's got to be a yellow card.
Oh, there's no doubt. He took him out. He just lunged in. Determination, obviously. He was over the top. He's done him in the right ankle. It's a definite yellow. And Terry's very lucky it's not a red.
His feet were off the floor there, Terry.
Off the floor, and he's connected with the right ankle of Mendieta. And that's a bad challenge. He knew what he was doing. That's calculated. He used the studs. Could have broke his ankle.
Mendieta felt the full force
Terry's
of
losing it because he knows
because his team are losing.
Have been ruffled. Robin and Cole's not been in it, and the ball's coming straight back, and he's getting overworked at the minute.
He is,
and he doesn't like it.
Is Mendy okay, Stu?
I think so. He's got a bit of treatment and he's hobbling off, but he is back up on his feet and he's in one piece. So we'll see how it's going. But I think the other thing is, at the minute, the coaching staff are just looking for Yakubu to actually come away from Terry and Carvalho and run down the flanks, spin wide right and wide left, and give something for the defence to aim at and just knock the balls into those channels. As
Boro get a free kick, committing players forward, looking for a second goal. Riggett wins the header, but, well, I think he nudged into Jeremy there, and the referee gives it as a free kick for Chelsea. Mendieta allowed to come back on again, so Boro back to their full complement of 11. And Geiska Mendieta jogs back onto the pitch. Thankfully okay after that awful rash challenge by John Terry, who's now got the ball. With around 60 seconds, plus whatever stoppage time the fourth official will be given from Steve Bennett. There will be some with the amount of injuries we've had in the first half. Essien on the halfway line for Chelsea. Infields to Carvalho, just short of the halfway line area. The Chelsea central defence. That's a dreadful pass. Straight at Stewie Downing. Downing short of the halfway line for Rockenbach. Plays it back to Pogatetz. And Pogatetz for Downing. This is good combination play. Downing in field for Yakubu. Yakubu looks for support. George Boateng provides the support inside the centre circle. And Mendieta, oh, referee, what type of decision is that?
I think
he's an absolute clown, isn't he?
No, that's
Steve Brown's got his hands on his head. He just can't believe that.
Steve Bennett is awful. He really is. As on the right-hand side, Carvalho. Now for Jeremy. Infield for Henning Crespo. Jeremy plays it right-footed. Joe Cole, flagged offside by the linesman on the far side, and Boro will get a free kick. All sorts of din and noise around. I think Rod back and base was trying to tell me something that might have changed elsewhere. And thanks for that, Rod. The news was that Fulham have scored their second goal of the afternoon. Fulham 2, West Brom 0. Helgeson getting his second. That's good news from Boro's perspective, because West Bromwich Albion in one place and 1 point ahead of the Boro. As Mark Schwartz's clearance is a long one. Yakubu bursts inside the area. Yakubu stopped by Terry, but Boro still have it left-hand side. Downing inside the box. Downing drives in. Mendy scores! Goal! Stewie Downing put it in. It might have deflected off Mendieta. Everybody's hugging the boy wonder. Everybody's hugging each other. The Riverside has got absolutely ballistic. It's Boro 2, it's Chelsea 0, and Boro, for the second time this afternoon, have put it beyond a dud check.
Well, it was big Yakubu, he ran into Terry. Terry's effort deflected into Downing, he hit it with his right foot. It's Downing's goal. I believe Mendy tried to flick it. I don't think he touched it. No, I think it's Downing's goal. I don't give a damn whose goal it is. We're 2-0 ahead. Where's Jose now? Where's Mourinho?
He's disappeared, Bernie.
That's Downing's goal.
Well, it's gone in. Stewie Downing. Did Mendy get a touch? Who cares? Boro leading 2-0 here. We're leading Chelsea 2-0. And amazing. Stewie Downing is credited with the goal. Yeah. Mendy didn't get the touch. But he was certainly the distraction in front of the keeper, wasn't he?
I mean, when he's hit it, Mendy's in front of the defender. He's opened his legs. He did try and flick it. But as I say, Ali, I don't think he touched it. And it's Downing's goal. And 2-0. And the half-time whistle's approaching. It's absolute dream first half.
It's brilliant stuff. Century, 100.7 FM. Boro leading Chelsea 2-0. George Boateng in the centre circle. And we've reached stoppage time. Did we say how long was going to be added on, Stu? Sorry.
I've got to say, the man held the board up, and I was too busy looking up in the director's box and seeing the smile of delight on Steve Gibson's face. And I tell you what, he's had some stick this season along with everybody else, but he's stuck by his manager and he's stuck by the team. And it's for days like this that, you know, you've got to applaud him for keeping his nerve and keeping a steady ship.
It's amazing how at Middlesbrough, in the 20 years I've been here, Ali, you've told me, I've witnessed it, I've played in teams. The big boys will always seem to do well. The lesser teams.
Let's get to half-time. Manish, Lampard. On the overlap, Essien. Boateng gets there. George Boateng, right full back area for Doriva. Now Yakubu. Yakubu tries to hold it up, but Chelsea, in fact, give it away, and it's Rockenbach pulled back there by Eidur Gudjohnsen. That's got to be a card as well. And it's no use protesting, pal. You're going in the book, Eidur Gudjohnsen. Yellow cards. Story of the game. Rockenbach, 90 seconds. Stewie Downing on half-time. Amazing.
And Jose Mourinho's disappeared. I think he's left.
Well, with half of the Chelsea fans. Talk about fair weather fans. Goodness gracious me. As Boro have this free kick. Gareth Southgate swings it out wide towards Stewie Downing. Jeremy wins the header. And Boro get a throw in. In fact, that's half-time. You can hear the roar all around the northeast. You can probably hear it in the King's Road down there, because the Boro fans give a standing ovation for a magnificent first 45 minutes. Half-time at the Riverside. Boro 2, Chelsea 0. Underway then, second half here at the Riverside. Boro attacking right to left as we look. That's towards the New Holgate end penalty area.
I say so at the first half commentary, Jeremy was having a mare.
Yes.
Obviously Mourinho's obliged and he's took him off, but different kind of threat now. Cole's a big lad.
Yeah, they're playing the two up front, aren't they? Cole and Crespo.
And obviously Sean Wright-Phillips is full of trickery, but it's what we do. We're 2-0 up. Just keep it going. Play in the same manner.
As Chelsea clear, Doriva brings it down. The huge ovation at half-time really told a different story than 7 days ago, when there was much misery around the Riverside Stadium. That defeat by Aston Villa. Boro leading Chelsea, deservedly leading Chelsea by 2-0. And we're just 40 seconds into the second half, and nice Mendy to chase down the header there by Essien. Looks like Chelsea playing three centre-halves, Bernie. They're going to go Carvalho, John Terry and Essien.
Yeah, and the wing-backs, Robin and obviously Sean Wright-Phillips.
Sean Wright-Phillips, Manish, Lampard, Gudjohnsen midfield, and up front, Crespo will be partnered by Cole as Manish wins the ball in the midfield. Chelsea attacking the end of the stadium that has their travelling army of supporters who can't have witnessed too many days like this. Mendieta's clearance hits against Gudjohnsen, and Gudjohnsen back a couple of yards. Just to underscore that stat again, it's been 83 matches since Chelsea lost by more than a single goal in a game. And now on the left-hand side of play, Essien coming forward, cross, edge to the penalty area. Riggett climbs up, just bleeding that one in the air. Gareth Southgate heads it down, takes a touch. Good defensive play by the skipper. Gets close to the corner flag on the right-hand side and launch it straight down the field. Headed back into Boro territory by John Terry. But here's George Boateng, who came on in the first half to replace the injured James Morrison for Yakubu. Lampard getting there, Yakubu as well. Yakubu wins it with good strength, tries to find Rockenbach, and Rockenbach blocked by Carvalho, who puts it out towards the far side, and Stuart Parnaby heads it on towards George Boateng. Now, on the far side, Parnaby making a run. It's a good run as well, and links it with Mendy. Oh, just overplayed the ball ahead of Rockenbach.
A wee bit more care. It was good run for Rockenbach. The intention was good, but it was a poor ball from Mendy.
As Doriva wins it midfield. Unfortunately, couldn't pick out a red shirt. Jose Mourinho's coming out waving his arms. Boro leading 2-0, remember. Rockenbach downing the goal. Manish for Chelsea. Carlton Cole's made an intelligent run inside the penalty area. Corner. Shot deflects off Riggett. Oh, no. Well, the linesman, I think, pointed for a goal kick.
It was a corner.
The linesman pointed for a goal kick, didn't he? And the referee gives it as a corner.
The referee said it hit his right knee, and it did hit his right knee.
There's this corner kick for Chelsea to be taken by Frank Lampard. Lampard will swing this in on the right-hand side, right-footed into a crowded penalty area, headed away then. Yakubu could break for Boro now. Yakubu charging towards the halfway line. He's got Manish in front of him. Yakubu were pushing around. Terrific work by the Yak. Yakubu is charging forward. Yakubu's getting inside the area. Still Yakubu. He's stopped by a magnificent last-ditch tackle from John Terry.
He did brilliant. He did absolutely brilliant, Yak. For the edge of our box to the edge of their box, and just was caught with a last-ditch challenge. But I have to say, Pogatet's made an 80-yard run in the inside left position. If he looked up, he may have could have played him in.
Yes, Boro performing with great pride today, and it was so unlucky. That would have been one of the goals of all time at the Riverside if Yakubu would finish that one off. as Fulham 3, West Brom 0. But here's Sean Wright-Phillips inside the Middlesbrough penalty. He forgot the ball.
Got the ball.
And clearance by Downing, ricochets off Sean Wright-Phillips into the Chelsea enclosure. Boro have Mark Schwarzer in goal, Stuart Parnaby, Chris Riggett, Gareth Southgate, Emmanuel Pogatetz. Dodiver playing in front of the back four, and in front of him you've got Mendieta, Boateng, Rockenbach, and down in the left wing, of course, and Yakubu up front. It's good to hear the Riverside like this, isn't it?
They just want entertainment. They want to see a gritty display, and they've certainly got that this afternoon. No complaints up until now. It's been brilliant.
Burnley certainly be giving a Box Clothing Stores man of the match this afternoon. Steve Bennett gets in the way there, and Boro through Mendieta trying to push on. Terry though goes back to the goalkeeper, and Petr Cech takes his touch to the penalty spot and clears it left-footed into Boro territory. I think Steve Brown was appealing for offside down there for a moment or two, but there wasn't a blue shirt offside I couldn't see. And there's Boateng shackling Lampard, and Chelsea end up with a throw-in on the left-hand side of play.
That was the first good thing Steve Bennett did all day.
Yes, put it into the path of Rockenbach. As Chelsea on the halfway line with Manish. Crowd is just over 31,000. 31,037 as a free kick is conceded. Mourinho comes out again, ordering his players forward. It's a free kick midway inside the Middlesbrough half of the fields. It's directly in line with goal, but you would suggest too far out for a shot on goal. Three-man, is it going to be Boro defensive wall? And it'll be Yakubu.
He's not happy, is he?
I think he's trying to send John Terry forward. I think that's the threat he's looking for.
Free kick then for Chelsea. Lampard will take it. Right-footed, curls into the box now, and it's going to go out of play. That's a wasted free kick, but they did well to hold their ground despite the aerial threat of Terry. And it's goal kick. Mark Schwarzer will take it. 50 minutes have been played here, and it's a good game of football for Boro.
Oh, the special one's frowning though.
Not seeing there. Obviously, won't be enjoying this. Our Boro commentary, look, is Teesside famous for great value and Volkswagen reliability.
He's got a face on Alistair.
Well, it hasn't happened to him too often at Chelsea, has it? And he's got a lot of problems on his plate just at the moment, Jose Mourinho, because of a Boro performance which has been full of enterprise, industry, and everything else you want to throw into the mix to praise Boro as well. As Petr Cech comes out of the penalty area. Only one defeat for Chelsea prior, we hope, not counting anything though, we hope prior to this, which was at Old Trafford on November the 6th. And Rockenbach again working hard there, ensuring that Chelsea have to go back to SCN to Petr Cech. And Cech's clearance flies out of the far side of play. And coming forward is Arjen Robben into the penalty area now. Lampard's made a dart forward. What a terrific tackle that is by Stuart Parnaby.
Goal kick. Well done, ref.
In fact, it was Dodiver getting back. Sorry, Dodiver getting back there.
Well done. That's the right decision. Great tracking back.
I immediately thought right back area Parnaby would be there, but it was Dodiver in fact.
It was a great ball for Robben, great run for Lampard, but great defending from Dodiver.
For making his 50th Premier League start for Boro today, Dodiver. His 100th appearance in total. What a way to mark your century if Boro could go on to win this game. And the fans are lifting them again. The new Holgate end, a sea of arms waving, scarves waving, noise and din. And here's Rockenbach on the left-hand side of play. A lovely little piece of skill for Stewie Downing. Couldn't thread it through to Yakubu. Carvalho saw the danger. And Carvalho to Sean Wright-Phillips, stopped by Emmanuel Pogatetz. Throwing near sides. Just think of Jose Mourinho. They've lost just one in the last 54 games under Jose Mourinho.
Forget the stats, concentrate on the game.
Yes, read the stats at the end.
Yeah.
Read the stats at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I
thought you'd have learned by now.
I remember doing a commentary with you, Bernie, at Highbury when we were leading Arsenal 3-1 and said not so invincible now, and your response was,
shut your fat big mouth.
Wise words, as it turned out on that occasion. Here's Hernan Crespo for Chelsea. Got it backed up a little bit. Lampard, offside flag raised by the linesman near side of play. And Steve Bennett pointing along the line. But for a moment there, Hernan Crespo just dropped into a little area, hadn't he?
Dropped into a wee hole, got turned, and
I'm not sure that was...
It wasn't offside. Chris Riggett played him on.
Goodness me, the arms
well done, the linesman.
Were waving there. The linesman got that completely wrong. And Rockenbach shakes a little bit of Riverside mud off his boots and gets back on with things in the midfield area there. It has been a very, very good display by Fabio Rockenbach. There's Yakubu in a tussle there with Terry. Boro trying to provide a bit of width out to Boateng, far side of play. And now Stuart Parnaby. Yakubu again holding the line. And Yakubu's going to put pressure on Carvalho. And Yakubu tries to turn Carvalho then. The referee sees that as a foul. And Carvalho's had a little word there with Yakubu.
It was a foul.
But he bosses the defenders, doesn't he, Yakubu?
He does. He's a big, well-made lad.
I think,
well-made.
I think as well. Let's watch Chelsea, though, for the moment. Lampard, Cole edge of the box. Rockenbach gets back there and does defensive work. Manish from range, swerving. Schwarzer behind it with everything.
Well, he got a shot in. He was a long way out. I'd have been disappointed if it went by Schwarzer. But nevertheless, it came out and he took a touch. He hit it with the outside his right foot. And Schwarzer was well positioned.
We saw, for example, Bernie, when Ronaldo scored for Manchester United recently, the footballs do move around an awful lot.
Well, lightweight, Ali.
Sorry, guys, whilst you were talking, Ricardo Carvalho, there was that little bit of words between the two of them with Yakubu, and he's just stood on Yakubu.
And Yakubu lets it go on. And here's Stewie Downey in yards of space, left-hand side of play. Downing then looks inside the penalty area. Downey hits the first one. It looked like handball there against Carvalho. The referee, well, he's never going to give a penalty, is it? If somebody picked it up and ran out of the penalty area, he's not going to give a penalty, Steve Bennett. But either way, it's a free kick for Chelsea near side. And Downey was put the cross in. And Carvalho's arm was extended. And the referee just shakes his head. Chelsea have it on the left-hand side now with Aaron Robin. There's a diagonal ball up to the head of Crespo. Carlton Cole. Cole back to Crespo again. Outside the box, Crespo. Now for Cole. His touch was heavy. Boateng in to win it. And Boro looked to break again. And Gaizka Mendieta in towards Yakubu. Blocked by Carvalho. And Boro, for a minute, had Downey again, sending an opportunity to charge forward on the left-hand side. But here's Heidegger Jonsson for Chelsea. Have deployed all sorts of blue shirts forward here. Lampard shot hits against Chris Riggett. And Aaron Robin. Chelsea are really putting it on now. Riggett's header just drops edge of the area. Cole puts it back. Riggett heads it again. Boro need an outlet, though, don't they, here?
Yeah.
Essien. And the crowd roaring. Mourinho pointing. And Gudjonsson coming forward. And in the end, I think Mendieta got there sufficiently. Gudjonsson's on the floor still. And Mark Schwarzer has the ball. I think he's asking Chelsea, do you want me to put the ball out of play? But the referee's checked with Heidegger Jonsson, who's got a wrap on the ankle. And Stewie's Boro contemplating any changes.
Well, Steve McClaren's just sent Andrew Davis out to warm up. I'm not quite sure if there's any problems, but I think as much as anything that I've brought up here.
Yes, as Yakubu chases the ball down towards the corner flag with Carvalho for company, and Yakubu wins it, and then it's knocked out by Terry. And the yak really is knocking those defenders out. Just briefly, Bernie, while the ball's being retrieved by the ball boy, does he actually prefer to play as a lone striker?
It looks that way. I think he does enjoy it. Enjoys the battle.
Pogatetz, who certainly enjoys battles. Little touch there for Downey, who overplays the cross. Petr Cech is scampering after it because he's going to have to play.
To be fair, when the ball's in it, he's holding up, and my midfield are getting up and supporting.
57 minutes are being played here at the Riverside. Boro leading Chelsea by 2-0. Our Boro commentary, the Lookers, celebrating their first anniversary as Volkswagen retailers in Darlington. Goals in the first half. Rockenbach, 90 seconds. Downing in the dying seconds of the first half. And back come Chelsea again. The champions, of course, looking, irrespective of what happens today, to go on to defend their title. And they will still feel they can get back into the game. Heidegger Jonsson, halfway line. Boro again back off into two lines of red shirts. And Stewie Downey picks up an errant crossfield ball. And Downing starts to dart forward. And Downing, out wide it goes to Fabio Rockenbach. Rockenbach left-hand side. Carvalho comes out to try and block the danger. And it's Rockenbach then. Onto his right foot, Rockenbach, still with possession. Into the box for Yakubu. Yakubu holding it up. Feeding Mendieta. Mendieta gets it back into the edge of the penalty area. It ricochets of a sea of blue shirts.
I thought the Yak should have played it back to Rockenbach. He played looking for the 1-2. I thought he was better positioned than Mendy, but it didn't come.
And Chelsea are given a free kick. Crespo going down far side. The fans out of their seats at this one. The linesman, in fact, gave that decision, waving his flag as Crespo tumbled down. Crespo, big danger. 12 goals for the season so far. Scoring a lot recently with Drogba being away in the African Cup of Nations duty. Gaizka Mendieta. Mendieta tries to switch it out towards Downing. Downing under pressure from Sean Wright-Phillips. Chests the ball down for Pogatetz. Infield for Rockenbach. Rockenbach. Pogatetz on the halfway line area. Pogatetz goes through a gap. Still Pogatetz. Leaves it now for Downing to elect to switch it out. Good vision for Stuart Barnaby. Infield for the returning George Boateng, who started on the bench, came on for the injured James Morrison. It's all sorts of shouts and yells, and Rockenbach gets the free kick.
Are Chelsea playing in red today?
Boro are playing like champions today, Bernie. Boro have a free kick here. Yakubu is the main danger, of course. Boro take the free kick. Are going to take it short in a moment or two. It's Rockenbach then. Oh, reverse ball.
Lovely ball.
Downing. Downing curls the cross into the box in towards Mendieta, headed down by SCN. Here at the Riverside, Boro leading 2-0. The crowd enjoying it hugely. 31,037 the attendance. Manish tries to switch it to the near side for Sean Wright-Phillips. Downing is close by. And Carvalho for Chelsea again. Mourinho comes out, but he's watching his team now on the back foot. Yakubu past Terry. Yakubu against Carvalho. Still Yakubu, and he just got caught there as he was about to execute the shot.
What are you moaning at Carvalho?
Well, he's been run ragged by the Yak.
Yeah.
Here comes Good Johnson in a very open game of football now at the Riverside. It's almost like a schoolyard game of attack and defence. Chelsea attack. Cross into the box. Headed by Pogatetz. Only reaches Sean Wright-Phillips. Challenged by Stewie Downing. And Downing in the left-back area. Two young players. Great potential. Two young wingers who could be going to the World Cup in the summer. Coming up against each other here. Sean Wright-Phillips, who hasn't really played as often as probably would want to have done since his big move from Manchester City to Stamford Bridge. And Downing, for much of this season, ravaged by injury. But there's still a lot to play for. We're only to February. Steve McClaren's on the telephone at the moment. I'm not sure what he's checking there instructions-wise. Or perhaps he's ringing home to say, hey, we're winning 2-0, and it could be better. Lampard moves out to Pogatetz, and Pogatetz is driving along the left-hand side here. And Pogatetz at full speed, a little step over, taking on Carvalho. Carvalho sticks with Pogatetz, has still got the ball. Mad Dog running along here. Infield towards Yakubu, and Yakubu in the end was blocked off. And now Chelsea trying to get a 2-on-1 on Stuart Barnaby, who accurately heads it down, and Chris Riggett slides in to clear it out.
Riggett was aware of the blind side. Crespo was breathing down his neck, but good defending.
As Pogatetz, Rockenbach, again a roar around the Riverside as Rockenbach brings it on. Boateng wants it square. Rockenbach steps over it, leaves Manish on the seat of his pants. Rockenbach in towards Boateng. Boateng inside the box, challenged by Carvalho.
Great ball for Rockenbach. Great ball. Great run for George Boateng. Very, very unlucky.
Bernie Boro could, what, have been 3 or 4 up here?
Well, we've had a few great moves. They just petered out in and around the box, but there've been a few wonderful moves, Ali.
It's been a great game. As I said after the despair of last week, it's all been banished. 62 minutes into the game. Boro leading 2-0 here on Century. Just tuned in. Good Johnson on the right. Good Johnson, good looking ball in. Carlton Cole, angle of the 6-yard box, blocked. Boateng couldn't get there. Chelsea edge of the area. SCN fields into Robin. Robin over the top of the crossbar. That's a goal kick.
He was never going to score for that angle.
No.
Good move for Chelsea. Crossed the box. It fell to Robin. An inside left position rather, and he was at a tight angle. I'd have been majorly disappointed if he could beat Swatter from that angle.
So, 63 minutes in. What have you made of the second half then, Bernie?
They've come in it a bit more than they were in the first, but we're still battling and scrapping, and on the counter-attack we've opened them up, and the Yak's been brilliant up front.
So Middlesbrough team 16 places and 41 points behind Chelsea. They're having a great afternoon. SCN clears. There was a forced clearance. On the left, Pogatetz, infield, Dodiva, Rockenbach, good work. Appeal for handball against Manish. Referee Steve Bennett shakes his head. Downing works back hard.
I thought it was his left hand.
Pogatetz under some pressure. Clearance takes deflection in the midfield area. Dodiva didn't give a good ball there to Downing.
Scrappy passage of play.
It is, Bernie. Sean Wright-Phillips then. Right-footed. Aaron Robben, far side, heads it down. Lampard, edge of the penalty area. There's got to be a good challenge going in here. There is from Parnaby, but it's expensive. A corner kick for Chelsea. And Mourinho ordering his captain Terry forward. Chelsea pushing everybody, barring Petr Cech, and he's 10 yards outside of his penalty area. It's a corner kick there. Robben takes it. Schwarzer leaves it for the defenders to deal with. It's down the 6-yard box. Still danger here. Carvalho scoops it high into the air. Crespo at the angle tries to get it away. And Crespo still with possession. Boateng strong. Goodness me. Rockenbach's volleyed it into the Chelsea supporters behind the goal.
He nearly volleyed Crespo into the stand.
Another corner kick though for Chelsea. And Robben plays it down. Concentration is needed here. Robben to take this corner kick. Left-footed, it comes in now. It's deflected. I think there was a little touch there by, was it Gareth Southgate?
Chris Riggett, got his head on it.
In fact. And Chelsea near side. Boro get a free kick for the push. And a bit of relief after that spell of Chelsea pressure.
Yeah, bit of pressure, but again, good defending, Ali.
Hopefully, a clean sheet.
A clean sheet would be fantastic. A clean sheet, couple of goals, 3 points, 3 massive points in the bag, Ali. It could turn your season, our season.
As to come, remember, it's Thursday, Stuttgart in the UEFA Cup. We'll be on air, Bernie, in Germany from 7:30 on Thursday evening. So the Legends slightly shorter on Thursday. You get your calls in early. Same number you lead for, simply red for him. 01914772000 with Tansy Road Park at the conclusion of the game. Yakubu. I couldn't pick out Downing. Instead, Sean Wright-Phillips finds his goalkeeper Petr Cech. On now to John Terry infield for Manish. And Manish playing in front of the back four, spreads it out in the direction of Aaron Robben on the left-hand side of play, inside the Middlesbrough half of the field. Coming in field for Frank Lampard. Lampard, edge of the box, Crespo, touch it on, Parnaby drives it away, but possession conceded again. And Boro just have to be a little bit careful that they're not forced too far back. And Chelsea then with
you don't want to sit too deep because you invite the pressure, don't you?
That's right. Aaron Robben's ball edge of the area. Pogatetz is very, very good to head it out, but Chelsea again have it through Terry, who's the skipper, going to try and launch a one-man assault on the far side. So he'll be out of position if Boro can get it, and Mendieta does. Yakubu blocks off Manish, and Manish, it's back to the goalkeeper Petr Cech in a left full-back position. He came outside the penalty area. Infield for Carvalho. Now Eidegar Jonsson. Mourinho waves his arms again and then puts his hands in his pockets and skulks off towards the technical area. Or there's Chelsea crew down there, and Aaron Robben on the left-hand side of play. Robben's cross into the box, headed out by Gareth Southgate when danger beckoned. The captain responded, and Stuart Parnaby knocks his clearance down, and I think calm down is the thought from the bench at the moment. Here's Essiendo on to Lampard. Lampard, stop back Pogatetz. Pogatetz now Rockenbach, but Manish comes out to win it. It's a good spell for Chelsea. Manish into the penalty area. Offside flag raised by the linesman. The inside player wasn't against Crespo, I think it was against Cole. And Boro will get a free kick. So a little bit of anxiety just at the moment.
Yeah, he was offside.
He was.
That was the right decision.
Our Boro match commentary. With Lucas still delivering at the highest level for Volkswagen in Northallerton. Steve Gibson.
He's like a Cheshire cat.
He's got Keith Lamb alongside him. And a lot of them just watching from the director's box. Yakubu turns his marker. Jose now! It's Boro 3! It's Chelsea 0! It's Yakubu, the top scorer! And Chelsea are singing the blues! They're down and they're out!
Fantastic goal. Hey, this is dreamland. What a finish for Yakubu. Yakubu's been brilliant, holding the ball up, bringing players into play. He's been battling, scrapping, and on this occasion, he gets a lucky wee break. I think it was Carvalho trying to nick in front. He had Terry, he got him off balance, he cut it on his right foot, and he rifled it low and hard to the keeper's right-hand side. It's a great finish, great goal, 3-0 up. Surely, that's good night, Chelsea.
Don't call me Shirley. And by the way, it's the first time a team managed by Jose Mourinho has conceded 3 goals, Bernard.
That's incredible. It really is incredible.
Cole Boateng.
This game of football is mad.
Boro leading Chelsea by 3-0. And Bernard, I just can't believe it.
I can't believe
I think I'll wake up in a moment or two. It's a throw in for Chelsea far side.
I couldn't quite make that out, Alistair, but I'd swear the North Stand were shouting, "We want 7."
That would be lovely.
A week ago, in tatters.
And now Chelsea's in tatters.
Now
the champions.
Hang on, cross into the box. Headed away there by Chris Riggett. Throwing up from the corner flag for Chelsea. Listen to this. This is wonderful. The crowd's booming their support around the Riverside. There's a clash of heads there inside the Middlesbrough penalty area, and Chris Mosley dashes on. That's not good at all. I think it was Carlton Cole is one of the players who's clutching his head, and it could be Chris Riggett who's the other. Yes, it is Chris Riggett down injured there. Both of the players went for it. Yes, it was a nasty collision. Chris Riggett's forehead hitting the back of Carlton Cole, said an innocent collision. And
can we play you every week?
Can we play you every week to Jose Mourinho? And as you said, Bernie, you've summed it perfectly. Football is crazy.
Enjoying it today. They're singing "Are You Sunderland in Disguise?" Sorry, Eric, if you're listening.
I'm sure he is listening.
He'll be listening.
Because Sunderland don't...
I don't think him and Malcolm will turn up Monday night.
Sunderland don't play until tomorrow. 1:30 kick-off against Spurs. As Boro lead here, 3-0. Keep believing. Yes, it is 3-0. Rockham back 2 minutes. Downing 45. And Yakubu 68. 19 minutes left.
I think the good news is Chris Riggett's back on his feet and in fine fettle.
As it's cleared down the field. Just go back to the stats. The first time Chelsea under Mourinho have conceded 3 goals, and only Bayern Munich have actually in the Champions League scored 3 against Chelsea.
There's a lot of similarity between us and Bayern Munich, Ali.
Yeah, we're off to Germany next week, buddy. Let's leave that for then. Here's Sean Wright-Phillips on the right. 3 Boro players
just
next
look at it.
Pogatetz was clear.
You says Ali, 3 red shirts around him, and that's been the picture throughout the day. A blue shirt is a ball he's surrounded.
I think the other thing we've got to say, Bernie, as we've got 18 minutes left and Chelsea on the attack, is that Boro, if they do go on to win this, and therefore have beaten
will
therefore have beaten Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea here. But something must be done to make sure that we do play like this every week, because clearly the ability is there, isn't it?
Well, nobody's ever says we're bad players. I've never said we've got bad players. We've got some smashing players, but we don't show often enough. As I say, you can beat the big 3, but if you don't beat the lesser teams, you go down. But what a 3 points it would be today.
It'd be magnificent, but still you do just sense a wariness of calling it too much too soon. Downing, Sean Wright-Phillips. Sean Wright-Phillips trying to take on Stewie Downing. Downing stands in front of him. Has the ball gone out? No, it hasn't. Cole gets the shot away and ends up as a goal kick.
The linesman didn't know what it was. He had to look at his referee to get the nod to give a goal kick.
And we'll be asking Bernie for his candidates today for his Box Clothing Store's man of the match.
There's no debate. They're all candidates.
They've all had, in fact, as we get a second view of that last piece of action gone out, so the linesman was quite right to say goal kick, even though he did seem to take quite a long time and check with his referee as well. 1 or 2 Chelsea fans deciding we better get back to London. Is Comrade Abramovich here, Stewie?
I've not seen him.
No.
I think maybe he's out in Siberia.
He won't be believing the result when it comes through to him in Siberia. If Boro do, and I say if we get there, because you're always swearing against the team of Chelsea's credentials.
I think that's very much the feeling on the bench, that there's still a good quarter of an hour to go, and a lot can happen in that time. And I think they are worried by the threat they've posed in the second half. Andrew Davis has been warming up for quite some time, and I think we'll see him before the end. But at the minute, just a watching brief, and Steve Brown's keeping an eye on things, and Steve McClaren's looking probably as pensive as anyone in the stadium right now, apart from Jose.
Sean Wright-Phillips back inside his own half to Carvalho. There's a square ball for Captain John Terry, who can probably barely believe this. Chelsea will be well aware that Middlesbrough have had a miserable 2006 up until now, losing heavily at Arsenal and heavily last week here against Villa. But this has been a... Mourinho was saying what a different day this is. As Bernie Slaven is even his name being chanted. The Boro fans give a full
That's good for the camera, isn't it?
Do you think?
I hope he's just waving up there.
He is. Do you think Jose is thinking, who's this Slaven? Is he coming on in a minute?
Hey, Bobby Robson's got him playing for Ireland next week.
Heidi Gudjonsson. Let's get back on with describing the action, shall we? Not with the chanting.
The shouting shows you, Bob. I can't go that.
Sean Wright-Phillips' cross is blocked there by Stewie Downing.
Dear.
What's it like to be shouted at by the fans?
Notorious.
Well, when our team's beating the champions 3-0, they're singing my name. I thought they'd forgotten about me.
Sean Wright-Phillips blocked by Downing.
No, they're a great support, Ali, and we've seen that at Sunderland recently when we beat Sunderland. They get behind the side, they pay hard-earned cash, they want to see a bit of fight and a wee bit of glamour, and they've got all that today, and I'm glad they're enjoying it.
Lampard to take the corner kick, right-footed into a crowded penalty area, headed down Pogatet's angle of the 6-yard box, doesn't clear it, does a second time. Rockenbach, surely there can't be four. Yakubu, Rockenbach's continued to run forward. Yakubu's still inside his own half of the field, though. Now with Dodiver, and Dodiver works it square. Crespo looks as if he picked up a bit of a knock there. Got it on the right with George Boateng. A couple of yards inside the Chelsea half. Still Boateng. Lost possession, though. Aaron Robben. We've got 15 minutes left for play at the Riverside. Boro leading 3-0. Pogatetz wins a crucial interception.
Great tackle.
Here goes Rockenbach. On goes Yakubu. The goalkeeper's steering it. Oh, the linesman's flag goes up ridiculously late.
Too late. That was late.
I mean, that was an absolute eternity for the flag to go up.
I thought he was in. He was as late as you, Alan.
Well, he wasn't offside.
No, he's not offside.
He was yards
no way.
onside. He was absolutely yards onside. That is the most ridiculous decision. Well, we don't want to sound up too much because we're winning 3-0, but he was yards onside.
And I tell you what, the keeper was backing off.
Boro leading 3-0. You can start to book your calls right now. 01914772000 for our Simply Red phone in at Tansy Park. And in the last hour, Gordon Cox, Stewie Boyd, the best Boro post-match reaction. Rockenbach. And the flag goes up again.
That's no offside, Ali.
Well, here on the far side, the last decision, apart from this one, was a scandalous one.
A great disguise with Rockenbach again. He looked inside and just played up the line. Yeah, maybe straight offside.
Might have done on that occasion.
Just a foot.
However, the previous one, he was nowhere offside. He was a good couple of, well, probably 5 yards onside. Mendieta, a little trip there by Rockenbach on Gudjonsson. Chelsea get a free kick. They try to take it quickly. And therefore...
How do you like it, Gudjonsson?
He doesn't, Gudjonsson.
No, he just deliberately fired it against his legs, well, knowing that he wasn't 10 yards away.
And if he does that, it's deemed as taking the free kick. Aaron Robben trying to attack far side. Parnaby holds his ground. Boateng tries to keep it in, which he does, but then concedes possession to Essien. Mendieta slides in. Essien weaving his way along the left-hand side. Still Essien, who stumbles at an inopportune moment, and Stuart Parnaby puts in the direction of Mendieta. He's challenged there. Boro should have cleared this as the cross attempts to come in. Blocked off Parnaby. Corner kick. Parnaby's yelling at the referee that should have been a goal kick. And we're moving towards the final 12 minutes here on Century. 100.7 FM. Corner kick into the box. Headed high into the air by Dodiver. Mark Schwarzer comes out under pressure. Loses it. And Chelsea hit the crossbar. And Chelsea hit the bar with Carlton Cole. And the referee didn't give a free kick. And Boateng knocks it into the Chelsea half of the field, where Petr Cech comes running out to try and get it. That was a real scare there. Cole hitting the bar. It was a crowded picture in front of Mark Schwarzer. He came with it, fumbled it.
Yeah, he did fumble it.
Cole hit the post. And Gudjonsson tries to get that, and Boro let the ball go out, and that will be a goal kick. Bernie, 11 minutes left. Who are your candidates for the...
Every one of them's candidates. We'll pick one, but every one of them's candidates. To separate anybody today, I think it's unfair. Some fantastic performances.
I think Chris Riggett's actually having trouble seeing at the minute. I'm not sure whether that's the back of his head, but I think there's some concern over him down on the bench, and I think Andrew Davis is standing by if needed, but I think he is actually struggling, and I don't know whether it's his back of his head, whether he's got blurred vision, but he's soldiering on, but I think he is struggling.
OK, keep your eye on that one, please, for Stu, as Chelsea give it away again. And Stewie Downing with possession. Rockenbach. Rockenbach, 2 blue shirts for company. He's on the halfway line. On the left wing area, Rockenbach goes down. Chelsea get a throw in, no more than that. And Sean Wright-Phillips takes this throw in field. And well run by George Boateng. And Boateng seizes possession. Links in with Gaith Mendieta. Right-hand side. Rockenbach's in yards of space here. And Rockenbach is onside.
On yourself.
Rockenbach with Sean Wright-Phillips for company. And Sean Wright-Phillips, who is quick across
when
the
ball, I thought they'd met the ball a wee bit earlier and went across Phillips, and then it would have been a one-on-one situation coming in for the left-hand side.
And Wright-Phillips saved Chelsea there. Another corner kick. Rockenbach gives the thumbs up to the fans. Stewie Downing to take this corner in front of the new Holgate end. Short it goes to Rockenbach, who displays a little bit more trickery. And Downing, Rockenbach. Rockenbach's back here. The linesman spotted an offside there, which spoiled all of our fun, because we were richly enjoying that little virtuoso display between Rockenbach and Downing. John Terry for Chelsea. Chelsea really must be stunned. As I say, they're 16 places ahead of the Boro, and they're 41 points better off than Middlesbrough. On the evidence of this game, a better team. Should you say that? 10 minutes left. Cross into the box. Cold chest it down. And now could be a break on here as George Boateng looks wide for Yakubu on the halfway line. Yakubu against Carvalho. Now Yakubu with possession. He's going to try and take on Carvalho. And it's great strength. Yakubu leaves Carvalho on the floor. And he's going to try and chip the goalkeeper. And Petacek comes out to collect.
I think I actually seen the run of Mendieta. And he tried it, but too much loft on the ball, too much height, and it was a comfortable save. But the intention was there. And Yakubu has been excellent as well.
Carlton Cole hit the post. Cole inside the penalty area. Good challenge there. But still Cole has the ball. For Aaron Robben, 9 minutes left. Boro leading 3-0. Robben's cross into the penalty area, headed out
the clean sheet
stretch, and it's deflected out towards Stewie Downing, deep inside his own half of the field. Downing nips over the top. Yakubu didn't see, I think, Carvalho coming there. And Carvalho for Chelsea. There's a host of blue shirts forward as Cole heads it down precisely. Doriver tries to get there. Gareth Southgate's clean, so he finds Adi Gudjonsu, heads it back into the box, headed down, and Doriver gets there in front of Crespo.
There's only one winner there. Crespo turned his back.
He did. And on the left wing, Downing, although he's in a left back area, comes infield. Downing, still Stewie Downing, and trying to just knock it through a gap towards Boateng. And Downing is furious with Boateng that he didn't get there. Long ball into the box. Chris Riggett heads it clear. Doriver under a bit of pressure. Gudjonsen shot. Oh, that's
3 points for that.
The bar. And Gudjonsen winces. That sums up Chelsea's afternoon, really, Bernie.
Yeah. But I don't take anything away from us. We set the tone of the game from the off. Got an early goal, and we capitalised. We've got another 2. We've got 3 in total. We've still got the clean sheet at the minute, and everybody's still battling. This is the first time I've really seen us doing it over 80-odd minutes, hopefully 90 minutes, and it's been a truly fantastic, magnificent performance. It really has.
As Mark Schwartz's clearance into Chelsea territory. Terry wins his header. Doriver cushions it down, and now Gaithka Mendieta seem to get a blow at the small of the back there, but the referee ignores Gaithka's appeals. And not too much is lost. Pogatet's for Downing, and Downing's pass on for Rockenbach on the halfway line. Rockenbach, still Rockenbach, challenged there fairly by Lampard. Boro get a throw in as it just spun out of play. Just the lines are open right now. If you want to book your call to Bernie, 019 2000. I'll simply refer to the time to order park. You text 8512. Yakubu, Carvalho.
Hey, dear Ali, Ricardo Carvalho is going to have nightmares tonight. He's been given the runaround by Yakubu, and he doesn't, beyond trying to kick him, he doesn't know what to do anymore.
That is true. Carvalho has lost the battle there with Yakubu.
He has.
And Yakubu, the great thing about it is he doesn't react at all. He just like, look.
No, he's a cool guy.
He just laughs at him.
And here's Downing on the left-hand side of play. Boro looking for a 4th against the champions. And Carvalho stopped Downing's run. Boro get a throw in. Carvalho's kept the ball. It's not been his day. Downing takes the throw in for Rockenbach. Rockenbach coming in. Thinks about the shot. Oh, what a save, Penachek! Rockenbach's shot was arcing for the top corner of the net. And the goalkeeper flew through the air, and it's a corner. Otherwise, that would have been 4.
That was a Rockenbach rocket. It looked desperate for the top left-hand corner. The keeper was agile, and it was a fantastic save, but what a strike from Rockenbach. He does look Brazilian today.
He looks like Pele today. It's a corner kick. for Boro, taken short. And he's been unbelievable, Rockenbach. Boro on the far side. And it's easy.
I tell you what, the Sunderland game is harder.
True.
You're not wrong, are you?
Boro keeping it close to the corner flag. And 5 minutes left. Are we safe to say 3-0, 3 points or not?
Oh, yeah, I would say yeah. Definitely.
The main thing is today, pride has been restored after the events of 7 days ago.
This could be the turning point that we need as a club.
Well, let's hope so. It really has been that good. Rockenbach, a couple of minutes. Downing just on the half-time interval. And then Yakubu in the 68th minutes have given Boro a lift-off at the Riverside, hopefully for the run-in for the rest of the season. And with big cup ties to come against Stuttgart and then Preston North End a week on Sunday, there is still a lot to play for. Edge of the box, Chelsea falter, and Gareth Southgate clears it to the halfway line. And jogging there is Essien. Has Jose given up on this now, Stu?
Well, I think he's fallen asleep, Alistair. I'm just watching Steve Round. He's just trying to push Stuart Downing into to make up a back five and pick up those runs of Sean Wright-Phillips as we see now. As
Sean Wright-Phillips with possession for Chelsea. Outside of the boots. Well read by Gareth Southgate. Rockenbach didn't get it under control. And that's a surprise. His performance today has been so good. And Chelsea with Manish. Now Essien back a few yards. And stand up if you love. Boro is echoing around the Riverside, but here comes Lampard, 30 yards out and goal. Shot deflects, half cleared. Now it's fully cleared by Pogatetz. And Gaisca Mendieta tries to get the halfway line, but Carvalho came across to cushion his header down for Arjen Robben. Robben then for Chelsea. There's Manish, the number 7, who came in the first half to replace the injured Gallas. Heidi Gudjonsson. Chelsea blocked, and it's Rockenbach away from Sean Wright-Phillips. Still Rockenbach. Rockenbach running to the halfway line. It's still Rockenbach. He's got deep into Chelsea territory, and Yakubu for once this afternoon. His touch lets him down a little bit, and John Terry took it away from him. Lampard, crossfield ball. Arjen Robben chests it down, reaches the edge of the Middlesbrough penalty area. Behind him he's got Hernan Crespo. Crespo thinks about the shot. Shot knocked out there by Gareth Southgate. And Boro with Doriva. Drill it long. Yakubu gets inside the centre circle, and Chelsea with Carvalho cleared out towards the far side. Cross into the box. That's a great chance, Chris Riggett. And Rockenbach, Stewie Downing picks up pace, accelerates into Chelsea territory. Is he going to take on Sean Wright-Phillips? There'll be some tussle. Downing still with the ball.
Rockenbach, Sean.
And Downing brings it to a walking pace and wins a throw-in. Clever play.
I think any minute now, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's going to come on for Yakubu. I think he's run his socks out, and Jimmy's just going to come on against his former team and enjoy the last couple of minutes.
2 minutes left, plus forever stoppage time. Our match referee, Steve Bennett from Orpington adds on. 31,037 the crowd. Yakubu against Terry. Terry passed it there for Carvalho. Now Manish in front of the back four as the Boro fans start really to believe now it's 3-0 and 3 points. Carlton Cole brought to the floor by Gareth Southgate. Free kick for Chelsea midway inside the Middlesbrough half of the field. Bernie, I know they're all heroes, but who is the Box Clothing Store's man of the match?
There's been so many. It's been a very, very difficult choice, but I have to say Rockenbach. He has looked Brazilian. I wouldn't go as far as saying Pele, but he's definitely played fantastically well and deserves the champagne.
And Stewie, obviously, I think, well, I do know that Fabio Rockenbach's English is limited. It's possible the captain may take it on his behalf.
Absolutely.
Chelsea get underway with a free kick. Into the box it goes now. Pogatetz heads it out. Downing volleys it out.
Stewie.
And Mendy chases it down, bounces on the halfway line. Carvalho under control for his goalkeeper, Petr Cech. Rockenbach, Sean Wright-Phillips. Sean Wright-Phillips tries to guide it infield for Frank Lampard. Now it's Manish. Out wide, left-hand side of play. Essien with possession for Chelsea. Essien still with the ball into the last 60 seconds. We wait. How long will be added on? Lampard takes it forward, gets a free kick for a foul by George Boateng. Boro leading 3-0. If you just come in from work or enjoying yourself elsewhere this afternoon, yes, it is 3-0 to the Boro. Down here, Stu.
Yeah, that change I told you about. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank coming on as we come up to the 90 minutes, and it's Yakubu coming off to a fantastic round of applause from the Boro fans. And I think as well, Andrew Davis is stripped off. I think they're going to wait for this free kick to go in, and I think we might see him in a little while. But Yakubu getting a well-deserved round of applause and a fantastic reception. And hey, it's enjoyable again, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yakubu gets a terrific ovation,
And rightly so.
That's his tracksuit top put on.
And 3 minutes of time to be added on.
3 minutes and 3-0 to Boro. And free kick though for Chelsea to be defended as Lampard is there, Aaron Robben is there. It's a 6-man Boro defensive wall. Lampard on the top of the bar.
Good on you, Frank.
And that really does sum up his and Chelsea's day.
Yeah.
Why have we been so different today?
Attitude, application, everything has been top draw, first class. We've sustained it for the 90-odd minutes, Sally, and we have been truly magnificent. I want to sit here every week saying that, instead of moaning like an old fishwife.
Look at that scoreboard. Did you believe you'd see that, Bernie?
No,
Boro 3,
I didn't.
Chelsea
Coming
nil.
out of the game, I thought, well, saying that, you've always got in the back of your mind, could we? We'll beat United, we'll beat Arsenal, surely we're not going to turn over the champions. We've turned them over good and proper. Good and proper.
Carvalho heads it out. Now Ida Gudjonsson. Crespo's made a little run.
Oh,
between
he's went
defenders.
long and he fed it short, Gudjonsson.
Yes, he'll be frustrated at that. Rockenbach tries to keep it in play. It ends up, in fact, as a Boro throw. So the Box Clothing Store's man of the match, Fabio Rockenbach. Another change.
Yeah, but Mendy's going to come off and Andrew Davis is going to come on for the last couple of minutes, and I think he'll be pleased to get a run out and say he played in this game.
Provision for Mendy is a terrific one. On comes Andrew Davis. Gets a pan the back off Stewie Downing. Andrew Davis, that was recalled recently from his loan spell at Derby County. Hasselbank barged to the floor.
Well done, Jimmy. You're batting in. Well done. You've got it.
The free kick, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. And Carvalho rather disdainfully kicks the ball away. And the referee's going to add to Carvalho's woes by giving him the yellow card. So Ricardo Carvalho gets the yellow card, and Boro get the free kick on the near side. And
I have to say, I didn't think he deserved a booking for that.
No, I think it was.
He did it intentionally. He definitely did it intentionally.
Come on. They're 3-0 down, the minutes are ticking.
No, but he's spitting his dummy out because he's had a rough afternoon and he can't hack it.
Nonsense. Don't go on with that. Booking for that.
Free kick then for Boro. Rockenbach takes it short. Downing flicks it up. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank watches on as Boateng chests it down. Come on, George, you hear that from the bench.
Keep the clean sheet, and what a scoreline.
You'll enjoy the legends on Monday, Bernie. You'll enjoy
Can't
the City Red phone in this evening as well. Stuart Parnaby's clearance straight down the pitch. Petr Cech out from the penalty area to collect it. And Cech for Essien. Referee hasn't as yet checked his watch though, as Chelsea look for a consolation. It's a long ball. Gareth Southgate's header is positive. Pogatetz and Downing the aside. Downing wins his header. Doliver across as always, sensing danger, and Downing clears his lines and puts it out of play, near side of play. And still equaliser. Easy, easy.
And it has been easy.
Well, Tang wins his header. Just in front of the back four. You hear, come on, ref, because we're on full time here. Arsenal equalise. Arsenal 1, Bolton 1. Riverside is going to erupt, and it erupts now with a wall of noise. A fantastic display. Probably one of the best Riverside displays of all time. The champions came here. The champions have been humiliated here. Jose Mourinho comprehensively defeated. Boro 3, Chelsea 0.
Ali, I thought today we were truly magnificent. I mean, that word gets used loosely, but truly magnificent. What rate was phenomenal. We played some great stuff. We scored 3 tremendous goals. We've kept a clean sheet. And we've made Chelsea look very, very ordinary. That's how good we were today. And they are the champions by quite a considerable margin. This season, they're sitting top of the league. 41 points ahead of today's game above us. But I tell you what, we looked like champions today.
You know what was a nice touch, Bernie? Jose Mourinho went out there, shook by the hand Fabio Rockenbach and patted him on the back. So
you don't see managers doing that.
You know what else he's doing now? He's going to shake the hand of every one of the Middlesbrough players as they come off. And Captain Gareth Southgate shakes the hand of Mourinho.
How good is that?
It's good to see. Jose Mourinho shaking the hands there. And Gareth Southgate, I wonder if he's going to do it. Yes, he is. Clench fist, clench fist, clench fist salute to all sections of the Riverside. And the skipper applauded hugely and long.